Hello and welcome to episode 7, special episode 7 of The Last 7, a not so philosophical wax regarding the last week. I'm your host Dan Rowley. Sorry for the 3-week hiatus, but it's down to technical difficulties and me losing my voice after a festival. I am fucking ecstatic to welcome Justin Cliff.
Hello.
And Antonio Romola.
Hi, welcome back, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome back, you.
You've been away.
Yeah,
People have still
what I
been
meant
here.
to say was it great to see you all again. Wow. great to speak
On a
to you all
medium
again.
such as a podcast.
Even though
Yeah,
Justin was with me quite a lot of the time we were away.
And this is why you've been missed.
Well,
I've had
hello, Dan.
other people here. I've had me and Ken did one. We had a friend Gareth come over and do one tone, and he was really good. And you know, because you've only been here for half now, so you were nearly losing your spot. But no, I'm excited to have you guys back. Oh, if only because there's loads more to talk about. If you want to get in contact with us about anything, nominations for Hero of the Week, Cunt of the Week, A Question of Tone. We've got 3 to do today, Antonio.
Oh God.
Your best and worst things that happened in the week. Nobody has emailed in for a best or worst thing that's happened to them in the week. You can still win a goodie bag from week 1.
Excellent.
So,
Does that mean you've got 7 goodie bags?
No, the goodie bag. As soon as one person, I'm not going to buy a different
Is
one.
there
and go,
anything edible in that goodie bag? You've had it
Yeah,
since
there is
week one.
anything edible. Yeah.
Just
Ham,
sitting there waiting
Oh,
to be eaten.
exquisite cheese.
Pork pie.
There's-
Just
there's-
been there
yeah,
waiting to
yeah.
Oh, what are you going to do?
So if anyone wants like a fucking 13-week-old pork pie in a shopping bag,
then you can email us at thelast7podcast@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter at thelast7. There's a lot to catch up on. The last time we spoke, Justin and I, you were just about to go to America. Well, last time we spoke on this podcast, rather, you were about to go to America.
Yeah, I did the one on Wednesday night before we left at 4 a.m. on Thursday morning.
And then when you came back, we went straight to Latitude Festival.
Yeah.
What a month for you.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a month.
Hemorrhaging money.
Not really.
What?
I've done all right. I've done all right on the money front, actually. Yeah. But Latitude was a fucking money hemorrhage, more so than America, mate. But it was a beautiful way to end that month. Yeah.
I completely agree. We'll get to Latitude, man. Best and worst things of the week is going to be really difficult because it's been, years since you've been here, Tone, and a few weeks since. So I'm just going to ask you quickly about your highlights of America, Jay.
Highlight of America would definitely be just the crazies that live there. I mean, it's not really a highlight, it's more of an observation, and
Crazy
it's the
people.
thing. Yeah, the thing that I've spoke about the most since I got back was just how fucked up it is that they've got crazy people just living on the streets, walking about.
Because medication is obviously pricey
because
in
the whole
America.
fucking system is fucked.
So antipsychotic medication, like sort of really important antipsychotic drugs have to be bought, and if you can't afford it, if you're destitute, then not only have you haven't got a place to live, you're also suffering all the symptoms of your fucking mental health condition as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was some really, really entertaining ones as well, mate. I mean, to put it, lightly. I mean, they're not fully crazy people, but just people who are right on the fringes of society who just don't give a shit. Like I saw a guy topless with long hair down to his the bottom of his back.
Classic.
He stood on the street on the corner, wearing a green luchador mask, topless, just shaking a shake weight.
Oh, those are those wanky things that you
Yeah.
lampoon on South Park, but also there's I'll chuck a link up to the shake weight
The
advert.
actual shake weight, do it, because the shake weight advert is fucking brilliant. And there he was, mate. He should be the advert for shake weight. It was insane. That was on day 3, and it just got more bizarre from there.
I'm Rey Mysterio for shake weight.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say it's not like my highlight of America, but it's definitely
The most indelible memory.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was the best thing about America for you, Tony?
Yeah, mine's quite similar to Justin, really. Just that.
Well, don't bother then.
No, but
Anyway, moving on.
although specifically, so yeah, all the interesting people that we met, really, all the strange characters that we came across, but more specifically for me was meeting a load of drag queens and just I don't know, discovering that world of
you've not seen a drag
that
queen
culture
before?
of no, not really. I've never really
It's
witnessed it or heard about it properly, but the whole thing was just crazy. And we went to watch. It was the first time I'd ever seen a drag show. Like a
I've
drag
seen
show.
one. I didn't like it very much.
And it was something that was originally performed by the Cockettes, which was supposed to be like the first group. Was it supposed to be the first?
It was like
group
one of the first groups in
artists?
San Francisco. Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually had this show was called the Pearls of Shanghai, and they actually had 2 original like Cockette members.
How old are they?
Which were
Old.
really old. They were
Right,
like
really?
these men in
Yeah.
their like 70s in dresses, sweating their like ball sacks off on stage. It was
Before they...
That'd be handy.
it was
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
But no, watching that show was probably a highlight for me because it was just so outrageous. It was like taking a trip on acid. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
It was, mate. They did some brilliant stuff with UV as well, where they turned all the lights off and they had these, well, not UV, but glow in the dark, and they had these huge glow in the dark lips. And because it was set in Shanghai, it was they were in an opium den, so this huge opium pipe floats in between the lips, and then the lips are like puffing on it, and then they open up and like go over the audience. Like the top one that goes over the audience, so it looks like you're getting swallowed into the mouth that smoked the opium.
That sounds
And
amazing.
then a fucking demon comes out
It
and
felt
it's floating
like-
around and it just shoots. It flies up over the fucking audience.
Right, so what they've done there is like dedicate themselves quite a lot to their art. I'm talking, when I said I didn't like it very much, I'm talking about, is it Minsky's in Cardiff?
Yeah.
It was just like a guy who popped up.
Like drag cabaret kind
Yeah,
of.
no, but like it was like really terrible. And I know there's a market for it, and I know people enjoy that sort of humour, but it's not for me. And it's not anything to do with the fact that they're men dressed as women. It's that it's like really broad and like bawdy for the
Yeah.
sake of it, and it kind of, to me, it makes them adhere to a stereotype of like this sort of scathing wit that has to be possessed by either transvestites or gay people. I don't think
This wasn't like that.
It sounds great. We read the review that you guys got on the podcast when you were away. George, give us a buzz, and said, well, first of all, we saw the. I'll chuck the link up to your appearance on the news
Oh yeah.
with like the most uncomfortable news reporter you've ever seen in your entire
Yeah,
life.
She was
absolutely.
shit at her job. Just shit at her job.
Yeah, she was
I hope
shit.
she's
Mate,
listening.
I just think it was a lot different. They were like, we've got a theatre group coming in. Oh right, and they're from the UK. Oh right, probably the Royal Shakespeare Company or something like that. Welcome! Oh Jesus Christ! You'll walk in a bearded lady, a guy with they're oven mitts, aren't they?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Mate, to be fair, we got there and they were like, "All right, hi guys, yeah," and we were like, "Oh yeah, sorry,
Not
we're
in
a bit
costume,
late."
or-
Yeah, in costume.
Oh,
in
right,
costume. The guy met us, walked us through the TV studio as they were live on air recording it, which was fucking weird. Went back out into the garden. And the guy comes out and he flips over his flip chart and he's like, right, okay, so you guys are going to do the first 20 minutes of the segment. He goes, and then we'll go to the reporters, and then the reporters will come back to you and you'll do the next bit. And then we'll go back to the reporters, and then we'll switch you guys over with another company, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, but you don't say anything, don't speak. And we were just like, what? That was it. And he went back into the thing. And we were like, well, what the fuck are we going to do? Like, we were like, what are we going to do if we can't speak? Like, Jesus Christ. And what we did was what you saw, which was just
And
fucking...
what you will see. when
Yeah,
you
what
click
you
the
will
link
see if you click the link and watch the video is just us
Dancing in the
fucking
background.
about
Yeah,
for like
And
a
pulling your
minute.
faces.
Dude, when it was on the news, I thought you were going to be maybe sat down, the three of you.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Like, oh yeah, no, we've come from Wales and we've
No, it was an amazing experience, though,
No, it was
wasn't it?
great.
It
It was
was
great
an
to just
amazing
be on
experience.
Sure it was. No, but it's just the woman who was there in particular, the female anchor or whatever she is.
She was fit though.
Yeah, grand. But there's a bit where she's like sort of ushering you on and stuff, like
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
while she's on camera.
Dance, dance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're like,
more
come on,
dancing.
Yeah.
come on.
The camera's
move,
going out
do
your
something.
way.
The
It's
camera's
like, the
going
camera's on you.
Yeah,
like,
and
so what are you doing? You are in between where it was and where we are, and it's definitely going to cross that area, and you're in that area fucking telling us to dance because the camera's coming our way.
She probably
Nah,
nearly put off
fuck.
the other guy as well, the other newsreader.
I thought she was very good, though, nonetheless.
Really? Right, no, I see.
Yes, she was very good.
Oh, beg pardon, I'm impartial. I thought she was shit.
She's very professional.
I don't want this to get too self-involved, but when you came back then from America, we went to Latitude, not you, Tone, so boo. You can sit out of this.
Still drinking out of a Latitude cup, though, aren't you?
That's
Is it?
Antonio. Yeah, no, I just wanted
Yeah.
to have the right experience, but there was no strawberry and kiwi squash. Actually, it's that sort of festival where there probably was, if you wanted it, some strawberry and kiwi squash.
Yeah.
Well, not squash, a smoothie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely some smoothies
Next to the
going on.
halloumi and chorizo tent.
Yeah.
I loved Latitude. We went 2 years ago.
Did you get halloumi?
Say again?
Did you get halloumi
I
this
did get
time?
halloumi this time, yeah. Got halloumi and chorizo, that
got
was
it
right.
last time, was it?
Yeah, it came on a fat salad though, which was fucking annoying. So what I had was like a really salty snack.
Yeah.
Saltiest cheese, sharpest meat ever.
Yeah.
Love.
I didn't have one of those because that thought is not appealing. But there was some amazing food there, mate.
There were
Yeah,
like
actually,
a
yeah.
dozen hog roasts. The amount of pigs that were slaughtered just for that festival. But then, like, next to the hog roast, it was amazing. On the back of the hog roast, where they've got like a suckling pig on a spit and this sort of fake smoke. It's not fake smoke, but it's just, you know, like the bread smell they chuck out of bakeries and Greggs and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, it's not the bread baking; it's like a smell that they just pump out onto the street. Any which way. So there was that, this hog roast, this big sort of chimney, all this smoke coming out. Behind that was the Greenpeace tent, which was like all like vegan cuisine.
Oh my
So
God,
it's
yeah,
like
amazing.
serving up the bean mash. And just all this, every 10 minutes, all this smoke just billowing through.
yeah.
You're seeing loads of emaciated vegans going, oh god, that's amazing. Think how many soybeans you'd have to eat to get as much protein as you have in one bit of pig. I think they're quite proteinous actually, soybeans. Anyway,
Maybe.
They must have been quite annoyed about it. There was everything. Yeah, it's between 30 and 35,000. You can get a ticket the day before if you want to. It rarely sells out, which is a damn shame, but I don't care because it's brilliant. There was rarely any festival mud. It was sunny all the time.
Yeah.
We had the best thunderstorm I've ever seen in my life. Fork lightning. There was a barn, not on the horizon, but maybe a field or two away. They got struck by lightning like 4 or 5 times and then fizzled afterwards. Audible cheers from all around the campsite.
yeah.
Thousands of
That was
people outside
amazing.
watching it. Our mate Josh, who, because I was holding onto the gazebo.
Yeah,
You know the
yeah,
bit in
yeah,
Forrest
yeah,
Gump where
yeah.
Lieutenant... Forrest Gump gets a lot of mentions in this podcast.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Because it's top 2
It really,
films of all
really
time.
fucking shouldn't.
Next to Dances with Wolves. Lieutenant Dan, when they're on the shrimp boat and he's like holding onto the mast. When
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
big
yeah.
story
Oh,
going,
yeah,
it's me and you! Wah! I was like, this is a bit like that.
I can appreciate that.
No, well, just I was exaggerating because I was there and I was like a bit drunk and I was just holding onto the gazebo because the wind was getting pretty fierce. When the storm came overhead and there was lightning like in the field, I was like holding on, like when my toes were on the floor, and I was just using my weight to hold the whole thing down.
Wow.
Well, we weren't bending it, but just like holding on. Everybody came out their tents for a quick fag. Best thing about that, yeah, our mate Josh, I was sharing a tent with him and George. And he ran out, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and he ran out wearing George's like cowboy boots, just in his pants and glasses, and then was like nailing the tent down.
that's
He
so brilliant.
just looked to the right and saw this image. And
Yeah,
went,
yeah.
hell. Just looked, and it was my bit, it was like my end of the tent, but obviously they were on the other side, they felt it or seen it going up. And I was like, no, my sleeping podule. And then Josh just going, I've got it!
Yeah,
Do, do,
what
do,
a man
do, do,
Josh
do, do,
is like.
do, do, do,
Fucking,
do,
that was
back in,
brilliant.
it's alright, I'm going to nip back in, not a problem.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Out there in fucking cowboy boots and undies.
Oh, it was amazing. But yeah, watch that. It passed. The weather was lovely after that. Led on to Saturday. Oh god, the Black Keys were amazing.
Yeah.
They were really good. The Crystal Fighters town, a shit.
The what?
Don't. The
They played
Creates,
a really shit gig.
They wear silly.
I don't know.
Who were they?
I liked it, but I think you have to know what you have to know what the music sounds like recorded.
No, I think so, man. Like if I took somebody to say, if I took them just if they didn't know to seek the Antwoord, I reckon they'd probably leave.
Yeah.
Like straight off. But
Yeah.
you know, there's a bit of explanation going. No, they were fun, man.
No,
It was just
I
a
like
bit
Crystal
like
Fighters, man. When they played the gig in Reading, that was good, but Latitude was good.
it was a bit too much sort of silly hats and fucking about for my liking. But again, they might be enjoying the festival atmosphere as well. But I'm saying it's in stark contrast to the Black Keys because they hate each other, which was upsetting.
It's alright.
Yeah, but there was like little interaction, but just a killer, like a really tight set, really, really good. Every tune I wanted, I said I really hope they play Next Girl, the first tune I'd ever heard. Not my favourite anymore, but the first tune I ever heard. I thought that'd be terrific, and it was the second song that they played, and I was gone, and that was it.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cheers to Latitude. That was fucking.
Yeah,
awesome.
it was great. Cheers to friends, old and new as well, because we went and saw loads of Kate's mates. They were just great company. We arrived really late on the Thursday because of traffic.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Set up the tent.
Should set up the tent and everything.
Yeah, welcomed straight away. It just made the whole weekend go
Yeah.
with an absolute bang, because we had like this little community and everybody was safe as fuck. So cheers. This will be posted to everybody who was there. So you get an honourable mention.
Awesome.
It was brilliant.
And they fucking deserve it.
Definitely. Saw Hall and Oates.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, Jay told me a little bit about that.
Tremendous.
Oh,
before
dude.
them, there was a guy on called Hosier, who's an Irish musician who songs are all pretty like lovey-dovey, but they're all pretty dark as well at the same time. And I'm 100% sold. I think he's fucking brilliant.
No, he was
Cellist, keyboardist, drummer,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he was amazing. He was absolutely brilliant.
But Hall and Oates, mate, might as well have been called Hall. Genuinely, mate, he was the centre stage, had a spot on him, like a follow spot, started off playing the guitar, was fucking rocking it, and I was like, where the fuck's Oates? Where's Oates? A guy moved his head, and Oates is just like right over the left-hand side of the stage, just like quite far back, just playing away, like stood perfectly still. Back to Hall, he's like fucking trotting around the whole stage, rocking out, and then Hall got on the keyboards. And still, like, all the focus was on him. Oates just came forward every now and again.
It was the 6 music tape.
Yeah. The cameras were on him, and well, him. They were just on him the whole time.
No, there was an occasion where, but oh man, it was so obvious. Luckily, the music was great.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think with the
awesome,
genuine hatred for each other,
It's a good
there's none of
laugh.
this like none of this interaction on stage. You don't want to have a good time. I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to play to the best of my ability. And like, somebody's going to go. Tell you what, man. That fucking is it. What's Oates' first name? Is it Daryl Oates?
Yeah. No.
Daryl
Hall.
Hall. What's the other one?
And John Oates.
Quaker Oates.
No. No.
No, I'm just going to play to the best of my ability, and then somebody will go, that Quaker Oates is shit up, and considering Jerry Hall has all the plaudits in the middle, stupid.
No. It was great, and they finished with what I want. You got and a fine heart to handle. They like finished, right? And then the crowd went mad. It was like, encore. And they came on for the encore, and that's what they played. That was fucking brilliant.
On the way up, we stopped at a shop, and Justin bought some charcuterie, some like dried cured meats, some cheese, and some bread rolls. So you could just like have a lovely sandwich on the way up, and it looked like a lovely sandwich, apart from the egg mayonnaise that you chucked on it. Disgusting.
You need something a bit wet on there, though, don't you?
We put so we put a load of the stuff in the back of my suitcase. Put like the dried meats and stuff, some tracker bars, the cheese and the buns. Just tucked it in the back of the suitcase. And I'll grab one with there. That would be absolutely fine. I only took it out of my suitcase last Friday. We came back on the Monday. I completely forgot about it, and. That's the worst thing that's happened to me over the last couple of weeks.
So it stayed in there for the whole time you're at the festival, just in the back of the
in the
car?
backpack, like I said, in the baking heat.
Oh man!
And then in the rain. That was the bit that was on the floor, and then through the baking heat again. And I took it out, and even the cat, who licks her own asshole, turned her nose up at it. Not that I tried to feed her any rotten meat, but it was a bad smell. Justin would only shave my back for 30 quid.
Right, no.
Why is that hard?
How much money would you want to shave Dan's back as he sat naked in the bath?
No.
That was what it was.
No.
That's what was added, right?
Yeah,
And if that's the
attitude.
condition that's
Yeah, that was
added,
added
yeah, it
because
doesn't matter. He has to have
Where
the
is
whole
this?
fucking thing.
Where
How
is
much
it?
money
How would you shave my back?
if he was naked in the bath?
No.
That is the condition that I had, and I said
question.
30
With
quid.
a razor or with an electric razor?
With
With
a
a
razor.
razor, and like
Yeah.
you gotta
That's
rub
gross.
the
Bit of
you gotta
fun
rub
stuff.
the stuff.
How is
on.
it gross?
It's a bit gross, though, the feeling of it and like doing
Yeah.
your back. Is
How
a bit
much
gross.
money do you want?
I wouldn't need a lot of money.
30 quid?
30 quid, I'd do it for. Yeah.
See,
Ruined
that's
it.
why we've got the same. That's why we're buddies.
Well, I do.
I do it for 30 quid, mate. Yeah.
Look,
That's
hang
the
on a minute,
kind
hang
of
on.
price
How
you'd
much
want.
bubble baths in the bathtub?
No, the question started on...
No, what I mean is as long as I can't see your bollocks like floating.
Oh no, mate, I'm talking... Yeah, we said
that's
a
fine.
bathtub with
As long as
water,
the
not
bubbles
full
are
of
hiding.
water, there's only like a half-inch of water in the bottom.
Oh, what?
So it's just,
So your balls are
no, it's just
No, man.
me cold in the bottom of the bath, so it's like it's all horrible and wrinkly. Just looks,
yeah.
Just looks like a really
It's
scared...
it's just moving
Oh.
in slowly. The
I'll
whole
have to add a
time you
fiver
shave his
onto
back.
it then, mate. 35 quid for that.
35
quid.
How much would you shave my balls for?
Right, now that's different, right?
It's way different.
No.
Yeah, alright, how much
hundreds.
would you shave my back for?
I just shave your back. I'm your mate.
No,
I'm a mate of yours. Yeah, if you were like, mate, it's too fucking hairy. Plus, you've got a missus who would shave your back, so it's not a question of that.
No.
I can't shave my own back.
What if I wanted you to shave my back? And I came all the way here with foam and a razor and Johnny's in my wallet.
And I know it's leading on to something else, and I just definitely shave your back, knowing that...
Providing all the tools, that's 100% profit.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I'm not
30
losing
quid.
at all in there, so I get to see your lovely back. And then, you know, I'm assuming that Johnny said,
Oh shit, yeah, I'm bringing all the materials needed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not into this. No, changed my mind.
You can't rescind it now, I'm afraid, mate. I'm
Well,
assuming
you didn't want him to have in the bath to begin with, but then you 30 quid in the bath. How much just now if he took his t-shirt off and had some foam here and a razor? Does it change the price?
No, I'll tell you what. No, if you'll do it for free, we'll just do it now.
What? In what way would it change the price?
Just to shave my back.
Would you go lower, or would you stick at 35 quid?
What
Seems
the
reasonable.
fuck?
I'd go a bit lower.
Well, like just do it. Just do it for free.
What? Does that element change it for you then? Him being in the bath naked with his balls
Well,
in
I
an inch of
guess
water?
it'd be a bit more spontaneous. No time to go get the cash out. Maybe if you if you only had 10 or 20 quid on you, if you only had 10 quid on you, I'd take it.
How much would it cost you to shave my back? How much have you got? 6 quid.
Oh,
6
Jesus. He's like a cheap hooker.
What? So if I was like, I don't want you to shave my back, by the way. We'll just square that up straight away. I would definitely go and have somebody who has seen a worse back, to you know, at a salon or something to do it. Salon, like a fucking hairdresser.
Yeah.
A health spa. I'd have a seaweed wrap and then get the old back waxed. So I'm just saying, if I was like, guys, it's too bad, and I need to go. I've got a back modelling job on tomorrow, but the only condition is I need my back shaved. So can you just shave my back?
Yeah, then I'd shave you back.
No, then
Right,
I would say
you
to
say
you.
that because I've got a back modelling job.
No,
coming
then
up
I would
tomorrow.
say to you, how much money are you making from the job? I'll have a 40% cut.
40%.
It's his back and he
Yeah.
grew the hair. All you're doing is removing
Yeah,
something that he
back
grew.
modelling.
Right?
And then I
You
just
can't have
go-
40%
Yeah,
of
but
that. 10%, 5% would be fair.
An agent's fee is like what, between 8 and 12%. Fucking 40%.
Well, yeah, but that's
Yeah,
just
so-
using, that's
so
using me
I'd
for
want
profit,
5%.
though, You're using me to get
5%.
money.
Which means you'd be getting paid 600 quid for the job. And then I'd have my 30 quid, mate.
No, I'm not. No.
Hang on a minute, this has actually got me thinking, why the hell are people doing it professionally and making money off it? It's so easy to do, mate. The way we're talking about it, just get you in the bath.
It's not easy to do. It's going to
to
cost me 35 quid. We just have It's not easy to do.
Yeah, but they're probably charging like, maybe like 50.
They'll charge you more than your mates. Well, we're giving you mates rates, if anything.
Mates rates. It's
Yeah.
not a fucking
Well,
garage.
mate, I'd already
It's not-
said I'd do it for a tenner if you want it done now, so, you know.
I'd
Why go to a professional?
I'd have that. I'd have that as well. I'd have a tenner if you were going to do it. If we were going to on right now.
I have to pay you a tenner to shave my back right now.
I propose this. One of us, we have to compete in a task, right?
Not to
And the
lose.
loser of that task has to shave your back whilst we record the next podcast.
Yep, that's fine by me.
Okay,
100%.
so all we need is people to email in some kind of competition or task.
Right, all you've got to do is email thelast7podcast@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter @thelast7. Give us a challenge for Justin and Antonio to complete, the loser of which gets the honour of shaving my back. Did you try and defrost a waffle yesterday, or ask your other half how long you should defrost a potato waffle, a frozen potato waffle before?
Well, this is the thing. I've only just bought a freezer after fucking God knows how long I've gone without having a freezer.
This has started off
To
really,
use.
really well for you, Tony.
and I thought, and all of a sudden, because I've been so used, because we stocked it right up on meat and fish, like filled it right up with meat and fish, because we were so excited to finally have a freezer and we could, you know, do that sort of thing, you know.
It's so cold!
I've been using all this meat, where we're obviously when you're using meat and fish, you have to take it out the night before to defrost it ready to cook that following.
I'll remind you of
day.
what you just said when we get to the waffle.
Yeah.
The potato
do that.
waffle.
So I was doing that for a couple of days, for like a whole week or 2 weeks, and then when it got round to needing a waffle, I thought, oh shit, do I have to take the waffle? I was like,
Needing
I was thinking, oh.
Needing a waffle. One waffle. Needing it. What the?
Lauren, are there any more coasters? Use a waffle.
I just thought, right. I just thought, oh, I really fancy a waffle, cheese on a waffle. But I picked this up, and then I thought, oh no, I can't have it now. I can't have it now because I have to defrost it. If I want it now, I would have had to defrost it the night before. So I thought, oh crap, can I have one? And she was like, of course you can. You just stick it straight in the oven as it is. I was like, but it's frozen. And she was like, oh my god.
The oven
Where the
is
fuck-
heat. Like, why is right? If you get it out and put it on the counter, it's what's going to make it defrost? Heat. The oven is
but you
made
can't-
of heat.
You can't put a lamb chop straight in the other.
No, because it's meat.
Yeah, because
Exactly,
that's what I'm
It's a
saying. I
lamb
got so
chop. It's a
used
big
to
piece
it.
of meat.
I got so used to the meat, I forgot that it was different for like potatoes.
So when you do
veg.
make a potato waffle, do you defrost it for a while and then
Well, no,
baste
the
it for a
thing
little
is-
while, put it in the oven at 140 for 8 hours, slow roasting and baste it every now and again. I really fancy a waffle and cheese tomorrow afternoon.
There was a time when I knew there was
Does anybody have a nomination for Cunt of the Week?
Yes.
Go for it.
You're not going to like it.
Q Dan.
You cunt. Richard Dawkins.
Oh, that's a shame.
Why?
I saw something
thought
you
you
posted on the
loved him.
internet earlier with Geraint as well. Yeah, I saw that thing.
I
Yeah.
thought you were
Yeah.
a fan.
I am a fan
What's he done?
of
You
his
can be a
books.
fan. You can be a fan of his work, like
Yeah,
his
but what's he
science
done
and things
now?
like that.
What's he done?
What's going on?
He sent out a couple of unfortunate for him tweets.
What, did they offend your mum or something?
They would have done. I know that he's a scientist, and I know he's into the whole kind of like psychology and moral psychology and all that kind of stuff, and that is where the debate is hung.
Okay.
But it came out in 120 characters, so it didn't come out very well.
140,
And
right?
140, is it?
I think so.
He's been really economic with his letters, mate. He's cut it right down, 20 off everyone.
Let's
so,
see. Let's hear.
Do you just want me to go out there with a tweet?
How did
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
start?
alright.
Yeah.
Date rape is bad. Stranger rape at knife point is worse. If you think that's an endorsement of date rape, go away and learn how to think.
Right.
Wow.
Followed by, mild paedophilia is bad. Violent paedophilia is worse. If you think that's an endorsement of mild paedophilia, go away and learn how to think.
Right. I think there may be some kind. I'm a huge fan of Richard Dawkins, of his science and his attitude.
So you're about to defend him.
Well, I'm gonna say that, not defend him. Those on the face of it sound a bit ridiculous. But if you were to just, as he says, think about it.
Yeah, right, but that isn't the case at all, is it? Because it's down to the person that the horrific thing is inflicted upon, and there's no way that somebody who's been raped by someone they know or date rape, like in 90% of the cases of rape, it's by somebody the victim knows,
Okay.
right? It's not to say that somebody's going to wake up from what Richard Dawkins classifies as a mild rape and go, well, it could have been worse. Psychologically speaking, or whatever, I understand that, but it is maybe not the fucking thing to do just on Twitter.
You're offended
do
by-
it in a
you're
lecture
offended-
room.
you-
Do it with people who want to learn and understand.
So-
I understand that people are following him because they want this kind of material as well. I understand that. But this is just ridiculous. And he's followed it up with an article in which he says, oh, we asked these discussions and all, it was a discussion and da-da-da-da-da. But it's not a discussion. It's like an opinion that he holds, and then he enforces it by saying that people don't know how to think.
I don't think. No, it's not an opinion. I think he's just saying that is how it is. It's not an opinion. He's saying that I am not, just because I think the point I was trying to make at the beginning is I think there might be a different context. I think if there were some tweets beforehand where he was saying about maybe Israel and Palestine, for instance.
He has, yeah.
Right, okay. And saying that, if somebody were to be on the side of Israel, say, but then not condone bombing and firing near schools and things like that, saying that them people killing children is bad. However, I do sympathise with the Israeli struggle. That doesn't mean I endorse what they do.
No,
I think that's the point. I think that you're offended by what he said, or no, how he said what he means. Which is the only way somebody can communicate. So you're entirely right.
The way he's gone about, yeah. The way he's
Cut of the
gone
week.
about wording it. Yeah, he does bum himself a lot, I think, Richard Dawkins.
Oh, fuck. Can Ken draw a picture of that and share that with the podcast listeners, please? Can Ken draw a picture of Richard Dawkins bumming himself? It's got to happen. Or anyone listening can send in pictures of Richard Dawkins bumming himself.
If you'd like to send a picture of Richard Dawkins bumming himself, you can follow us on Twitter at TheLast7 or email us thelast7podcast@gmail.com.
That's how we should go out of this.
Second nomination for Cunt of the Week. Like our Heroes of the Week, this Cunt of the Week is dead. But her being dead is a good thing. Sylvia Browne. Anybody heard of her?
Oh, no.
She's dead though, right?
Yeah, she's dead.
Oh, fucking hell.
Or at least I hope so. And if she is, it's a shame that there's not a hell for her to go to.
God.
She's one of the most famous psychics.
Oh, fucking
Oh.
That have been- no,
Another one of them.
no, we've gone on about psychics beforehand.
Yeah.
You know my opinions on them, and I think essentially we all agree. So these shit peddlers go on and they talk about dead relatives or whatnot and give you false hope. This book that was released, oh Jesus, it's horrible to think, goes beyond that, and it adheres to our reverence of celebrity culture. The book by Sylvia Browne, exclusive interviews by Sylvia Browne, Afterlives of the Rich and Famous.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Oh no.
Do you know who's in there?
Patrick Swayze is on the front cover.
Do you know who else is in there?
Who?
George Carlin.
No.
I'm going to chuck up some George Carlin.
No
If
way.
anybody doesn't know who he is, and a shame on you, but I'm going to chuck up some George Carlin, and then just Michael Jackson makes up quite a lot of it, Tony.
So what's it? What's she? Is she? So what is
She
this
has
book?
communicated with dead celebrities,
she's
and she
saying what
tells
they
them. May I
say.
read the blurb? Sorry, have a good look through it afterwards.
Right.
Get an all-access pass to the other side. For decades, renowned psychic Sylvia Browne has been asked one question again and again: how the fuck do you sleep at night? In truth, sorry. Has been asked one question again and again. What is my favourite celebrity doing on the other side? Now, for the first time, you can follow the red carpet into the heart of the spirit world.
Oh wow, it's really well written though.
Wow.
Afterlives of the Rich and Famous features intimate afterlife accounts of Princess Diana, John Lennon, Heath Ledger, Marilyn Monroe, and other charismatic celebrities. In candid reports, these stars reveal fascinating details about their new lives, the work they're doing on the other side, with many even sharing whether or not...
What the
Oh, so
fuck?
then I got more work to look forward to. So you
That's
retire,
shit, that's not
and then you have to
heaven.
work again.
Yeah,
It's
You
not
get 2
fucking
cuts of
heaven.
retirement.
What the
That's
fuck
shit.
is that?
What is
Heath
that?
Ledger, what are you up to? I'm a carpenter. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, Patrick
I was-
Swayze's a binman.
Yeah,
He does it
there's
with
no movies
style
here.
and class, though.
There's no movies
He
here.
moves with those bins.
You said Binman, like a fucking surname.
He is now. He's Patrick Binman.
B-I-N-M-A-N. It's pronounced Binman.
Binman.
These stars reveal fascinating details about their new lives and the work they're doing on the other side, with many even sharing whether or where they intend to reincarnate. Afterlives of the Rich and Famous is a book that no one else could have written. And is a must-read for every fan of this extraordinary assembly of celebrities. So, in order to enjoy this book, you have to be a fan of Marilyn Monroe, Patrick Swayze, Farrah Fawcett, Elvis, George Carlin, Michael Jackson, George Harrison, James Dean, Sylvia Browne, Afterlives of the Rich and Famous. Literally, yeah, nobody else could have written it. It's just, that's the best gig, though, that you could have as a psychic. Something that nobody, because it doesn't say about anything that happened when they were alive, just the work they're doing on the other side. Other side, on the blurb as well, it's spelled with a capital O and a capital S, because it's a fucking place as far as she's concerned.
the other side.
Oh my god.
They have emphasis when she says them, Dan.
Other side, New Mexico. Right, so it's Sylvia Browne or Richard Dawkins. I can't vote for Richard Dawkins.
I think enough evidence has been presented to make me shift from Dawkins to Sylvia right there.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Tone, did you, it doesn't matter, but
Oh yeah, no, definitely yes. I'll go with Sylvia. Oh,
Richard
Yeah.
Dawkins, you owe me a drink.
Yeah.
Sylvia Browne, you are this week's Cunt of the Week.
Horrible cunt.
It's not quite Cunt of the Week, but did I ever show you that Ken Barlow interview that he did on the living TV show Angels?
No, I don't think so.
Right, in which case, we're going to watch the entire thing. It's well worth it from beginning to end. Look out for the terrible cold reader and the way that he makes everything fit.
As Bill is such a committed believer in angels, we just couldn't miss the opportunity of giving him an angel card reading, along with our resident psychic medium, Nikki Allen.
What I'm going to ask you to do, please, Bill, is please have a look at these cards, have a little shuffle with them. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that if you could just blend your energy with those cards send a thought up to your angels, and let's see what card that you will pick. Just one, please. And hopefully this will be something that can inspire you on your earth path. Okay. So it's just you sending a thought up, and then hopefully they will inspire you to pick a certain card that you're certainly attracted to. This is basically about following the guidance of your heart. Now, I want to actually start right from the beginning with you, because you're a very special soul to me, and I feel like I'm with a kindred spirit. Rochelle is very similar to another card that inspires you to follow your gut instinct and your heart, and I thought it was going to be a different card, but with the same meaning. You are exceptionally good at following your gut instinct and your heart, and I honestly feel that you go through your life through looking at the other or more lateral spiritual meaning to things as opposed to the more humanistic belief, if that makes sense.
She was absolutely right. I'm not very good at reason. My brain isn't very good, but my intuition is pretty powerful. In fact, even with my wife Sarah, I used to be able to guess how much a bill was, which she was trying to hide from me at the time. I like intuition. Your intuition comes from your higher or spiritual self and is actually much more reliable than your reason.
I don't know if you have different language in your family or not, but I keep hearing different languages connected around you, and I don't know if you're actually good at languages yourself, but I just keep feeling different languages unless you're well-travelled.
I was in the Gulf for 2 years, and I was a British officer in charge of Arab soldiers who spoke no English, and I had to learn Arabic, and I could only communicate in Arabic, and I developed a very crude form of mixture of Arabic and gestures and things, which I got away with. But so for 2 years, I lived in a totally Arabic speaking surrounding.
I have a very strong feeling as well that it sounds really weird, but I have a feeling sometimes that you feel homesick.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I do. I know that where we come from is a beautiful, loving, warm, glowing place, and here is a pretty cold, bleak, tough school. But there's still a lot of love here, and we get a lot of help. I feel that, and I think we need that too. She said I'm homesick, and I know exactly what she means. I have a yearning in my heart. I feel very close to spiritual matters and spiritual things. They're all lovely. Love is the driving force of the spirit. It is the life force. It's pure love, and that is what I'm missing. And in that sense, I do feel homesick to be. I know we've got things to do here. I've got a destiny to fulfill, and then I'll go home to the spiritual realms, where all your loved ones are.
The most interesting thing for me is, not in a positive way, more of a concerning way, is that most of my family members I've actually lost very quickly, and I have a sense that people that are very close to you have gone very quickly as well. I just believe that for some reason, even though it's been very traumatic for you, I do believe that you feel it's perhaps part of your path of learning. Would that make sense to you as well?
Yeah, everything is part of our path of learning, and I accept that. But you're right, everyone who's been around me has gone very quickly.
Thank you so much for sitting here with me. Unfortunately, we're out of time. I could sit with you forever.
Yeah,
time is never enough. But we can talk in the spirit realms.
Well, I feel very comfortable with you as well.
Andrew, thank you so much.
I know there's some people you just feel at ease with, don't you? You just, you know, you can open up and reveal everything. It's really nice.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Mine too.
There we have it. We'll meet again in the spirit realm.
Yeah, that was the worst way to end that.
Do you know what was the worst? Ending it like that, and then the little laugh at the end, like we'll meet again in the spirit realm. They're going to get dull cunts. Yeah. You're a famous actor. Yeah. I make money from this. I make money from saying things like, "Oh, you're very good at following your heart." Who is going to sit on stage and go, "No, not me. I'm a total follower." Me.
No, that's it. They're always complimentary.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Always complimentary. Past life regression, all that business. You have always, for somehow, been like a Roman legionnaire or a gladiator, or a fucking demigod or something. It turns out, wow, you were Jesus Christ, and that's who you were in the previous life. Yeah, I have felt Christ-like in my.
It turns out that you were a bin man in the 70s, and you were a prolific paedophile.
Past life regression. I can just see all the children screaming. What's that? No, I'm banging under the floorboards. I have an erection. Just a poor, fucking fraudulent bit. I would love to do it. I would absolutely love to go to a past life regression therapist and just fall into it.
That'd be so good.
You're feeling sleepy, very relaxed. Indeed, I am. Okay. and then just go through the most horrific past that could ever be.
Yeah.
Being a victim or being a perpetrator, and then seeing what her next what her next sort of action would be. I would like to report, like Time Cop. I would like to report you for the past rape of several children.
Yeah.
And who are you? I'm a past life regression therapist. Get out of my police station.
Citizens arrest, got one.
Yeah,
Past life paedophile, get him in bars.
Past life paedophile. Oh, we got another PLP in the cell.
There's loads of them. She's got a ton in this week.
Yeah, she's great. Is she getting paid? No, that's the thing. She's just on her own. Just a weird crusade that she's got. So yeah, she was the worst cold reader that anybody's ever seen, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen one where the person that's being cold read isn't on board. Like, they're on board in as much as they feel like they could get cold read, but everything is a misfire. And it's really fucking embarrassing. It's cringeworthy.
Because they work on statistics, and the statistics they work favour them, but, to avoid things like statistical noise, you have to have those fails all the time.
Yeah.
And they miss a lot more than they hit, obviously, because they're trying to be as personal as possible. There are some real... It's a weird... I'm not sure what it is. I've read a lot about the technique itself, but not the psychology behind the people who, especially the ones who think they can actually do it.
Yeah, what the hell is...
I bet they're all really insecure. I bet they were partially bullied at school, or like at least had a bit of a rough time, like when they were kids.
Colin Fry especially looks like he was bullied at school.
Hell.
Guy looks like a rat. This fucking Ricky Tikki Tavi the medium.
Yeah, dude, it's gotta be some kind of outlet that gets them credibility and fame and praise.
Yeah, no, I think it's like sort of it's like the marginalised sort of celebrity culture. Zero talent. Well, you could say that's talent, but that you can with practice you can be an excellent cold reader. But that's the thing with that sort of profession, if you like. When you do it so often, it's a really common thing that people convince themselves.
Yeah.
So they go, no, I am actually very, very good at this. Like, people go and they write positive things about them on the internet, but most people are there want to believe. So all they do is solidify each other's opinion about the whole spiritual realm.
Or maybe they just see it as a job and they've trained in that profession and they haven't got any conscience about it at all.
It's just sociopaths.
It's just... Yeah. They are absolutely sociopaths.
It's just...
You can sit in front of a fucking widow and pretend that her husband is in your head. You're a fucking sociopath. Oh, and he's smiling. Oh, and he sat on a boat fishing.
He hated boats.
He was a paraplegic.
No, you're right. It gets brought up. If anybody, nobody's complained so far. They're like slagging off psychics gets brought up too often, and that just means that the people who are listening are the right sort of people. Or if they want to say, if they want to give us any sort of evidence or any proof, and that doesn't mean personal testimony, that doesn't mean saying something and then saying, how do you explain that? That is not a valid end or a valid point to an argument. If something happened to me, how do you explain that? I can't. Aha!
You remember me telling you that I was sat behind a really loud, drunk man?
Yes.
Right? He told a story, right? And he was so interesting, really. He had a little pencil moustache, and he was chatting to this Liverpudlian kid, like, the whole way up on the journey, and he was saying some really fucking shocking things, man. Like, I recorded him talking just because I found it, like, really interesting, and I recorded it just as he started telling this story, right? He said that the spirit world definitely exists. And he goes, and anyone who's like crippled or anything like that is just a free soul to float around. Everyone's a free soul. So if you're crippled in this life, you're like free and it's way better and all this kind of stuff. And then he said, do you know how I know the spirit world exists? He said, I had a dream, or what we call a dream. And I was walking down a long corridor. I wasn't walking, I was floating. And all these people were shaking my hands. And then I started to realise that all the people shaking my hands were dead people that I'd known in my life. And all of a sudden I get to the end of the corridor, and there's a flight of stairs, and at the top of the stairs is my mum. And my mum is floating there, and she says, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be alright. I love you. Yeah, not the right time for that to happen. I love you, and yeah, everything will be alright. And then he goes, and then the phone rang and woke me up. And I picked up the phone, it was my brother. And he went, I got something to tell you. And I said, you don't need to bother. I know that Mum's dead. And he said, how do you know that? How do you know that? He goes, I know it. Put the phone down. And that was it. I didn't need to talk about it. I knew that she'd gone. And I was like, and then he ended it with, what do you think about that?
I think you are either a fool or or a liar.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go for the latter on that one.
You could just turn around and go, well, you could be lying to me.
Yeah, you could be lying. That's where I'm going to start.
How very dare you? Isn't it
dare I
amazing when you
trust you?
challenge somebody's ridiculous beliefs, and I mean that in its purest sense, like worthy of ridicule. I wouldn't mind, and I invite anybody to say what you think is bollocks, and here's for why.
Yeah, but I don't think believing in the afterlife is a ridiculous thing. I don't think it is. I think like the majority of people do that, and I think that
The
is
majority
a
of people
perfectly
do.
justifiable
I-
thing. For the people who
I-
believe in it, I just don't believe in the people who make profit from it and provoke it and fucking abuse it.
Yeah, but that's right, man. But we're talking about on a moral state, and I've said beforehand, and it's something that I want to reiterate: beliefs in themselves are not dangerous or not wrong in any way. Of course, you have the right to believe in whatever you like. Whether or not it's true remains unchanged.
Yeah.
And the only way that we define that things are true, or the best way that we've got to define whether or not things are true, is through observation and the scientific method. So until I'm presented with evidence, I have very much difficulty in believing anything.
Yeah, but what about sounds?
What about them?
Because some people like say they hear voices or something. You know, they hear they've heard a ghost.
Yeah, those people are mentally ill. This week in history, guys. This week in 1930, Uruguay defeated Argentina 4-2 to win the first Football World Cup. Bringing it right back to my £50 winnings, with Germany winning the most recent World Cup.
Excellent.
In 1851 this week, London Bridge opened. So people can get from one dry place to another dry place.
Excellent.
Without getting wet in between.
No, without getting wet in the wet place.
No boats or.
Well, they had boats, but they take it.
You get a bit wet on boats, don't you? Sometimes?
Yeah, you do.
You
You get a
can't
bit
just
splashed.
walk over a line of boats. You need a structure in between.
Yeah,
I call it the bridge.
it's great.
You're a fool. You're a fool and a charlatan, Sims.
I'll take
How
the
dare
boat.
you? I guarantee you, by the time the decade is out, there will be a dry way to get from a dry place to a dry place over a wet place. This week in 1946, Santa Claus Land opened.
Where's Santa Claus land?
Germany. No, Austria, is it?
No, it's
Greenland.
It's in the United States. It's in Indiana.
Oh, piss off.
It is, yes, Santa Claus Land, and it's where do you think it is? It's in Indiana, but what town?
Texas.
Texas, Indiana.
Yeah, that's the one. Texas in Indiana, right?
No,
Erie.
Jones.
Santa Claus Land opened in Indiana in the town of Santa Claus this week in 1946.
Fuck off.
Serious, mate.
Really?
Look it up. I'll chuck a link up to the
Santa
Wikipedia
Claus.
page. Yeah.
Why do they name somewhere that?
Why would you not want to name
not
somewhere
even-
after
Why
the
would you want to
jolliest
live
man
in Santa Claus?
who was ever... Oh, God.
Yeah.
This week in 1948, the first Summer Olympics for 12 years was held. Might seem like a bit of a shitty this week in history fact, but 12 years hiatus.
Yeah, why?
1948, why?
Why?
Think about it.
Oh, the war.
The Second World
Yeah.
War, that's right.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
It was the
What,
first-
you're telling me that they didn't still compete in the Olympics? Those lazy bastards.
I think the rifle shooting still happened. To a lesser extent, the wrestling.
And the shot put, but it was illegal because they used these massive cannons.
This is the Second World War. Cannons!
Well,
It was the first Olympics after the 1936 Olympics that were held in Berlin, where Hitler was the stage manager of it.
that was the last Olympics.
Oh no, that was the 1936 Berlin Olympics, and then obviously the war happened from 39 to 45.
Right.
And then in 1948 they started up again. So it didn't take them long, to be fair.
No, they didn't have a big hiatus. They had a really meaningful one at least.
No, it's not bad at all. To go, right, are we all friends again? Will you be able to run without trying to stab each other? You're saying the
Yeah,
German
yeah.
guys are pretty fast. During the 1936 Olympics, there's quite a famous story. Have you heard of the athlete Jesse Owens? Have you heard that name before?
No.
Well, he won 4 gold medals at the 1936 Olympics in Berlin. He's an African American athlete, and
I do know about this guy.
he won
Yeah.
the gold medal in the 100 meters, 200 meters, the 4x100 meters relay, and the long jump.
Fuck.
Proper.
Were they wearing swastikas?
No. The German athletes, they did the sort of the salute
Yeah.
when they were on the podium. But there was the story going around that Hitler was really sort of annoyed about it, because it was a black, an African American athlete, and he thought that they were an inferior race, and he was annoyed at Jesse Owens winning all these medals, and that he snubbed him, and that he didn't go and meet him afterwards. Transpires that the real story, this from Jesse Owens himself and proper biographers at the time, that Hitler said that he was only going to congratulate the German athletes that won.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the Olympic Committee said you either congratulate all the winning athletes or none of them.
Yeah.
So he chose the latter. He chose none of them. But this was after like sort of 2 days of meeting German athletes. Jesse Owens said that, you know, Hitler didn't snub me. There's a photograph of Jesse Owens like shaking his hand.
Oh, really?
And you know, he said he walked past the Chancellor's box as he was going into the stadium, and you know, Hitler waved and he waved back. He said he didn't think it would be appropriate or sound to like denigrate the host of the Olympics, even, you know, knowing who he was, knowing what he stood for, perhaps at the time. But Jesse Owens himself went on record as saying, "Look, it wasn't Hitler that snubbed me completely. Like I had a handshake and he nodded at me in the box and everything, and he didn't welcome any athlete. The world leader that snubbed Jesse Owens was Franklin Roosevelt, the American president at the time.
No way.
When he came back, there was a dinner in his honour at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. And because Jesse Owens was black, he had to take the service elevator at the back of the hotel to the lobby and then up to the dining hall where he was being honoured. Yeah, the same stories go for Sammy Davis Jr. when he was performing in Vegas and he had to go through the kitchens and things like that because he wasn't allowed in the main lobby of the hotel.
Holy shit.
The president, Franklin Roosevelt, and his successor, I can't remember who it was, didn't even send him a telegram, didn't thank him, didn't say anything. So he said if there was any politician that thought I was inferior, in Germany he was allowed to stay in the same hotel as all the athletes. He was allowed to eat with them, all things that he hadn't experienced in America. But then going back and having that experience.
Fuck.
So yeah, it's just a quick Hitler's a cunt, no doubt. But but just a good skew-whiff look at that.
Well, no, that is a great little skew-whiff on that. Yeah, I didn't think that was coming. That's fucking brilliant.
Tony's been away for a fair few weeks now, mate. A question of tone has been building up, so we've got at least 3 for you. It's time for a question of tone. Very much for your emails, most notably Stephen from London and Amelia, also from London.
Awesome.
They sent in 2 questions whilst you were away. One of them was asked to Justin, Ken and myself, so we're going to go for that one first. If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, which meal would it be?
And that meal has got to stay the same ingredients every time, is it?
I'm afraid so, mate. Yeah, you can't. It's not, like I said, it's not one big meal that you've got to like eat before it rots. You can have like spaghetti bolognese, for instance, for the rest of your life.
Over and 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 over. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, I'd probably go with something that has a lot of ingredients in it, so that I'm still getting a nice healthy.
He's only got to nailed it.
Nice
all food.
Nice healthy diet.
At least all the food I like.
I'd go for a vegetarian pizza.
Right, you've ruined that.
Yeah, you've ruined it.
You said
you're never going to eat meat again.
Oh, what about a fruit salad?
What the fuck?
Okay, maybe a
Fruit
roast
salad,
dinner,
yeah.
but without gravy. Because the gravy will be a bit fattening, won't it?
Sometimes.
No, like we said, man, it doesn't matter about the fat content or anything. You just gotta eat that meal, yeah.
No.
Oh, fucking hell.
Bearing in mind, it wouldn't matter because you've got to sustain yourself with that meal for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
fuck it, just don't eat as much of that same meal.
Is it a part of the rule that he just, if it was really going to happen, he could just go to different pubs and eat just different Sunday dinners, right? Like Wetherspoons and Lloyd's.
Well, that's what I thought
and stuff
pizza would
like
be
that.
alright, wouldn't it? You just
But or does he have it delivered to
on a
him?
Sunday.
Does he have it delivered to him cooked exactly the same every time?
Every time there's like a plate and you put one of those big silver serving
Cloches
domes
on
on
it.
top of it, yeah. And every time you do it, the same meal appears.
That's
In the
amazing.
same quantity.
It's an amazing way of it happening. I don't know what it would be. It would have to be something with variety, like a roast dinner, because it's got wet, it's got dry, it's got vegetables.
Okay, I haven't got any gravy
it's
with
got,
it, hasn't it?
well, yeah, but he's only not had gravy because he thinks he's going to get fat, but we've eliminated that rule. So would you have gravy?
No, I wouldn't have the
What
gravy.
the fuck?
hell,
What the fuck?
mate?
You've chose the best thing and taken away the best part about it.
So, if you had to go gay for one particular celebrity or a friend, who would it be?
Why am I doing this? Am I doing it as a favour?
It's a question of tone.
Favour.
If you had to get, which male celebrity do you fancy most? Or, you know, other people in this room, for instance?
I know he's a bit dated and only maybe a bit old, but maybe Eddie Murphy, because I think he could have a laugh about it. He could have a laugh about it. I think we'd have a funny time.
Jesus
in bed.
Christ.
I think you know, I think it'd be quite funny in bed. He could do voices of like different voices of different women, like celebrity women.
Such a good answer.
I could just close my eyes.
That's the most amazing answer.
I could just close my eyes and pretend
my
that you know
God.
he's someone else. That, you know.
So yeah, it's a question of tone. But it is for everyone. How difficult would it be to shit yourself on purpose?
Not very difficult.
You did it by accident once, Tone.
Yeah.
Could you please tell us that story?
Oh, really?
Please, mate. Do an abridged version.
Are you sure I
don't
haven't
mind.
done that before on this?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, so it was in secondary school, and I think it was year 9.
An abridged
And
version. Fucking I believe I was wearing my brown shoes.
so I was in year 9. So what does that make me? Like what?
14.
14, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was 14, yeah, year 9, and I was waiting for the school
That's
bus.
too old to be shitting yourself.
I know it is, but
Stop.
it's called an accident. I didn't do it on purpose. All right, that's why it's an accident. All right. So yeah, I was waiting for the school bus to pick us up and take us home, but it was late. Whilst I was waiting for it, I started thinking, oh, I need to take a dump. And you know that whole thing where you keep thinking, oh, I can't go now because if I go now, the bus might turn up, and I missed it. And that went on for about a half an hour. The bus hadn't arrived, and then when I got to like half an hour, I was thinking, oh, well, now I definitely can't go to the toilet because I've waited this long. The bus will definitely come. Anyway, it came like 45 minutes later. Like, so got on the bus, feeling really, really desperate for a shit, thinking, oh my god, I've got to now wait like 40 minutes till I get home. 40 minutes for the bus to arrive my destination, and then I had to walk home from there. So I was thinking, crap, I'm not going to make this.
Oh, don't be thinking crap. Not at a time like this, my friend.
So anyway, going along, bus broke down. And I was really, really worried now. I was really worried. I told my friend who was sat next to me that I was really desperate for a shit. Told him I was in pain, like getting proper like stomach pains and stuff. Bus broke down. We had to wait for another bus to turn up and pick us all up. Another coach, right? That took 15, 20 minutes. This bus turns up. There I was thinking, yes, I'm going to get back in time. Queuing up. I step onto the bus. The bus driver says, no, not you, mate. I remember you. And I'm like, what? And he's like, no, you're not getting on here. He goes, I remember what you've done. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, you're the one that chucked that apple core at my head. Go on, you stay here now and you can wait for another one to come pick you up. I was like, oh, I'm really sorry, but I'm really sorry, but I've got to go home. I really need the toilet. He was like, no, mate, should have thought about that when you acted like a prat. Right?
Should have thought about that moment and that circumstance.
I love the idea that as you threw an apple core at that bus driver's head like a year before he drove up and went, you'll need a shit one day.
Yeah, well, he'll be back.
So bus drives away, and the mate that was sat next to me on the other coach that I told him I needed the loo decided he would stay with me because he felt sorry for me. So he waited with me for the next bus to come along. It was obviously my desperation was getting worse and worse.
And your mate had poo.
And then a bus turns up to pick me up. It was horrible because it was a bus load of Cub Scouts with like a few teachers on there. Me and my mate got on there, and all I was thinking was, I really, really need to, like, you know, squeeze my cheeks as tightly together as possible, and Alex is going to slip out. And these teachers were just talking to me, asking me all these questions, trying to make conversation. I was thinking, oh god, yeah, that's great. Just all these kids as well, like, you know, laughing and like making jokes or whatever, like trying to talk to me. And I was just like really, really desperate for the loo. Got to my village. Bus dropped me off. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna make it. But obviously, because I was so desperate by this point, I couldn't even run home. I couldn't. I had to walk. In fact, I couldn't even walk at a decent pace. I had to walk really like slowly and in a really awkward way, like
everyone who saw
I was
you
born a cripple.
knew you needed a shit. Like everyone who saw you.
Yeah, and so my mate was laughing. At this point, he was laughing at me because I was walking really slow and really funny. Anyway, he went a separate way to go to his house, so I carried on walking on my own. And I was thinking, my god, I really want to run, but I can't. Anyway, got to my front door, knocked on the door. No one answered it. I thought, crap, oh my god, now I've got to get my key out.
That,
Not again.
Yeah.
So I went to take my key out, put it in the door, turned it, and it just came out everywhere. Pants filled right up. Good job I was wearing white fronts. I don't know why I was wearing white fronts at the age of 14 in, like, you know, 2005. freaking 1 or whatever it was at the time.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and there I was, just stood at my door with the key in there, thinking, I nearly made it. And to be honest, as soon as that little bit came out, I didn't care. I just thought, fine, it's happening now. I let it happen. Let it happen. Walked in slowly, like really slowly now. Went straight to the bathtub, pulled them down, chucked them in the bath, got the shower head, just like blasted it on like full power, like again, like into, and just broke the turd down into pieces so that everyone just ran down the thing before my mum got home.
Oh,
before everyone else got home.
I am absolutely in love with you because of that, and also that story. The first time you told me it, man, you said that when you put your key in your door and turned it and shat yourself, you said it was the worst feeling in the entire world, followed by the best feeling in the entire world.
My mate asked me the next day as well, the mate that had like stayed on the bus with me and like followed me all the way home. He asked me if I made it, and I just said, yeah, man, just in time.
Nice. Well, now if he listens to this, you'll know.
Oh, damn.
But to answer Ken's question, yes, incredibly easy. You just go to the toilet when you need your shit and don't take your trousers down.
If you could kill one person, who would it be and why?
Oh my.
Probably.
Oh shit, the answer's come really quickly. That's always the best. Right, what?
Yeah, but it's a good answer though, I think. Probably the most dangerous brains behind terrorism that exists today. So the worst terrorist, extremist, like preacher, the worst like.
Who's that?
I don't know him, but there is one there out and I would definitely kill him to hopefully try and destroy terrorism. But I know
Such
I know.
a noble thing.
I know,
to say.
but I know it probably
Such a
wouldn't.
weird way.
Wow.
But it
So
probably
what
wouldn't.
you're saying
It'll
is
make
if-
it worse because then all the people that follow would be like after me then.
No,
the rest of
it
Britain.
just stop terrorism, mate. It's like the Queen Bee, mate.
So yeah.
If we know one thing from human history, it's that if you kill somebody, then all bad stuff ends.
Yeah.
If you kill one person. So what you're saying is, if there was like, if Osama bin Laden was alive now, you'd sort of take him out.
Well, yeah. Well, there'd probably be someone more dangerous than him. Maybe.
Where do you think you'd find them if you had to go looking for them?
Baghdad? But Palestine?
Oh no!
Which one is it?
That's the worst thing in a
Which
week,
one?
like. But we can't mention it on the podcast.
No, it's a shame, really, man. But don't worry, Tony. I'll take it out to save you to save the fatwa that will be issued against you.
Who would you kill?
Katie Price.
Oh, fucking hell!
Yeah.
Fucking hell!
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
You're gonna leave it with that?
Why'd you hear
The
that?
number one terrorist in the world is gone. Next down the list is Katie Price. Tone's gone first.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant.
Maybe I'd kill the leader of Korea. Whoever that may be, because you know
The
they're
leader
a
of
bit,
Korea.
they're a bit dodgy, aren't they?
North Korea or South Korea?
Yeah, North Korea will do.
Yeah, North Korea.
North Korea.
I've actually got the wrong one.
Return
I
back as a sung hero.
No, I know that North Korea.
Welcome me. I have murdered the Prime Minister of South Korea. You evil bastard. Say again?
Sorry, South Korea? Yes! Thank me!
Realistically, would have done it with a sniper flying over Korea.
Flying over! Well, Superman powers on a
Right in
plane.
the top of the head.
Right at the top of the head! Straight through out the arsehole, into the ground, and he's down. Done, job done, flying through with a sniper rifle. That's such a beautiful image. Straight through the top of the head.
From what you know about geography, Tone, what would happen is that you just fly over this place, you do the whole mission completely perfectly, shoot in the top of the head, so the bullet just goes through the top of the skull, shattering the brain through the spinal column and just rendering them completely dead straight away, and then go home and read in the paper that you had murdered the mayor of North Carolina.
Not even the mayor, but it's like his son. Oh.
Tomorrow we have a training day that is on diversity and boundaries. Now, the boundaries thing, I can understand. Professional boundaries, I work with sort of vulnerable people.
Yep.
You'd be best placed to know where you stand in terms of, you know, legality really when it comes to going to somebody's house, accepting a cup of tea, accepting food or anything like that. So it's nice to have those sorts of guidelines. However, the other one is diversity, and I'm not sure what that entails. It's a genuine question, and I'm not trying to be funny about it. I am worried about my attitude tomorrow.
What you don't know is that you're going to see a shit boy band called Boundaries and a dance troupe Diversity.
That's my staff away day this year. What's up, guys? Boundaries!
Yeah.
I love my baby. It's so lovely to me. I prefer that to what I think it's going to be, which is somebody standing in front of a blackboard going, "This is Stephen. Stephen is in a wheelchair. This is how not to address Stephen.
Oh shit, it's not, is it?
Wheelie, spacker, spacmo, spastic, Wheelie McGee, ramp lover, round legs." Anybody think of anything different? I'm worried it's going to be like that. Or if not, obviously I've exaggerated for fun. But if it's going to not be a watered down version of that, how much of Stephen's Nazi paraphernalia is inappropriate? Is it the swastika? Is it the stencil rubbing of a Jew beating?
Or is it that he's got both of those things tattooed on his face?
Would you say you hate the Jews a lot? Moderately? Indifferently? Not at all. I'm Jewish. On that horrendous note, I would like to really thank my co-participants for this week. Antonio Romola.
Thank you.
And Justin Cliff.
Thank you, Dan.
Roll on next Wednesday, Sunday if you're listening to it. If you have any ideas for Hero of the Week, Cunt of the Week, your best and worst things of the week, you can still win the first week's fucking goodie prize. Most importantly, the contest between Antonio and Justin that will end in the loser, which is annoying because the winner should be the one, who shaves my back. It's not even that bad. Pseudoscience of the week, anything you wish to ask us, a question of tone, email us thelast7podcast@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter @thelast7. The Last 7 podcast was recorded at my flat, edited at my flat, with additional material by Punra and DJ Alchemy.